coach Tom Crean as the Hoosiers return all 5 starters from a year ago. 20-14, got to the NCAA tournament, did not quite have the performance in the postseason that Crean and company were searching for, but still returning players like Yogi Ferrell, James Blackman Jr., and Troy Williams. Back to Big Ten Basketball Media Day and IU head coach Tom Crean.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Start with an opening statement and then open it up for questions.
All right. Well, we're excited to be here, and we're excited to be in practice, although right now we're the product of injuries, and we've got a long way to go to get our depth where it needs to be considered an upper echelon team in this league, and from my estimation. With Thomas Bryant, who has had a great summer for us. I mean, I've never run anybody that made the jumps he made athletically. He went up 9 inches in his vertical jump in 7 weeks, and we've had guys not go up 9 inches in 4 years, and needed to get a lot stronger. Well, he's only practiced 1 day for us so far, full practice, because he had a sore arch in his foot. So we basically kept him out, and he's just starting to come back now in a little bit of non-contact work. Colin Hartman is our really only returning guy on the front line at 6'6", and he took a charge the other day on Troy Williams. First off, I'd never seen Troy jump higher, and I've never seen a guy be more valiant in taking a charge. He took a knee right inside of his chest from Troy and took a charge. And I wish he wouldn't have, because he's going to be out for a little bit because he took some shots to the ribs that are quite sore for him. So we're really dealing with our old guard team right now. We're trying to get our young freshmen adjusted. Max Bielfeldt has been a tremendous addition to our team, but we've got a long way to go when it comes to getting that durability and that resiliency that we're going to need to be successful. But I'm excited to work with them. They have a great attitude. Their work ethic is outstanding. Our spring, summer, and fall of training and conditioning has been excellent, and here we go. So we know this is going to be a great league from top to bottom, and we've just got a long ways to go before we can get into that group where we feel good about it.
Thank you, Coach. Please raise your hand high if you have a question. Let's go front row on the aisle.
Hey, Tom, when you mentioned about wanting to get to the depth where you want it, Coach McCaffrey talked about maybe needing 10 players at least in this league. Where do you like to see your depth in terms of quality?
Well, we want to have a true too deep, where we're too deep at every position, and not a too deep that the coaches see as too deep, but one where the players know it is, and based on the fact that they've got to bring their very best and that it's very competitive. We're not there right now, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that. But that's why improvement for our team, especially with our freshmen and sophomores, is going to be imperative that we can get to that point.
Let's see, third row on the aisle, right-hand side.
Coach, the last 2 years you've been right around the middle of the pack in the Big Ten. And I just wonder what the challenge is like in this league to take your program from that position to upper third, one of the challengers. What's it like to get from the middle to the top?
It's a great question. It all comes down to consistency. And the consistency has got to come through injuries. It's got to come through some losses, especially in this league. And it's being able to rebound quickly, figuratively, in the sense of being able to withstand all the different challenges that come inside of it. To me, the big characteristics are going to be the mental toughness that you've got to be able to play with, and you've got to be able to control the paint, which means you've got to get layups, and you've got to get to the free throw line, and at the same time, you've got to be able to challenge the rim and keep other teams from having a real high field goal percentage inside the paint area. And if you look at the history of this league, all right, especially the last few years, it's high shooting percentages, it's low turnovers, it's very good defensive field goal percentages, and the top teams are always right there in the rebound percentage, rebound margin areas. So those are the things. Those are the toughest things to do, and they're the consistent things that have to be done. I think that's what it is.
Let's go back left-hand corner.
Coach, what do you have to say about the comparisons being made between Yogi
Tom, I know you've had great freshmen before and freshmen who were very important, but have you ever had a freshman who was relied upon to sort of change the dynamic of the team as much as Thomas?
Yeah, Cody Zeller. That was a big one because it was going to be, he just made everybody around him better because he had great confidence. And he was highly skilled. And he just blended in with some older guys like Christian Watford, Derek Elston, Jordan Hulls. And it was at the time when Victor Oladipo was really taking off. So that was a big one. Thomas brings, he's a different player. He's got a tremendous athleticism. The one thing he does, we could even see it yesterday a little bit in the 5-on-0. The greatest compliment I can give him is he practiced the first day. We went twice the first day. We held him out from the second day on. Is we missed him every day. We could tell he wasn't out there. Not just because of the way he scores and rebounds, but because his energy is so infectious. So I think he brings, the players have a high level of confidence in him. He's got a tremendous work ethic, and he knew he had to get better. And that energy that he brings his teammates is at another place. So I think that's where he'll impact our team in a great way. Or hopefully in a great way, as soon as we get him healthy.
We have time for one more question for Coach. Let's go. Second row on the aisle.
Hey, Tom, you have a very unique, challenging non-conference schedule. Can you talk about that and how a schedule like that really prepares you for what you're going to face in the Big Ten?
Well, I think it starts actually with our exhibitions with Ottawa that put 13 threes on us a year ago when we were on our Montreal trip. Now, that may not mean much to many, but it means something to us because it was the one game that we lost. And we knew that they would challenge us big time on the perimeter. And the fact that Bellarmine will probably go into the season ranked #1 in the country in Division II, and they can beat you in the half court. They can beat you with toughness and physicality. I think it's a great microcosm of what our season is going to be like. We're going to play tremendous perimeter-oriented teams with great speed and quickness, and we're going to play teams that can really battle you and make it a half-court game. And I think that's what we'll see whether we're in Maui, opening up with Wake Forest, whether we go to Duke. We play Creighton before we go to Maui, which will be a wide-open game with the way that they shoot the ball and space the floor. We have Notre Dame later on. I mean, I think this is I don't remember us having a tougher one in my 8 years on paper. But at the same time, I don't know if the league has been this good from top to bottom in my 8 years, just looking at it. Again, it's on paper. A lot of things have to play out. But the Big Ten is far and away, when you look at the teams coming back, the coaches coaching the teams, the star power of the young guys, the versatility of the teams, and the experience of the teams, this is as good as it's been. I can't imagine there's a better one in the country.
Thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck this year.
Thank you.